I don't really like the Los Angeles Rams. In fact, I hate them. They annoy me for a variety of different reasons, but I'm not going to start off talking about why I'm rooting against the Rams. I'm going to tell you why I'm rooting for the Cincinnati Bengals. It's for two reasons in particular. The first one is because I like Joe Burrow a lot. In fact, I think I'm falling in love with Joe Burrow, and not just because of the cool factor that he brings to the table, the swag that he has off the field. It's because he reminds me of Tom Brady. I shouldn't say that. They're totally different in terms of their backgrounds. Joe Burrow won a Heisman Trophy. He won a national championship. He was the first overall pick. Tom Brady was splitting time at Michigan with Drew Henson. He was picked number 199. He was Drew Bledsoe's backup his first season. His second year, he only came in because Bledsoe got hurt. Also, Tom Brady has won 7 Super Bowls. He has been to 10 of them. Insert every single playoff record imaginable. It's there. Insert every quarterback statistic. It's there. But there is something about Joe Burrow that draws a lot of comparisons to Tom Brady. He seems to be able to really relate with his teammates in a way that I don't think many quarterbacks can do. I would even point to one, Russell Wilson, who we'll talk about a little bit later. There is something about him, and I don't know if it's just because he's a normal human being or something like that, but there is just something about him where you get the idea that everybody that plays with him wants to run through a wall for him. And you know what? After that game against the Tennessee Titans, where he got sacked officially 9 times, but technically 11 times with 2 that got called back, that guy's tough as shit. He gets up after every single hit. He doesn't complain. He doesn't bitch. He doesn't moan. He doesn't throw his offensive line under the bus like Russell Wilson has, like Peyton Manning has, like Patrick Mahomes even did once. A lot of quarterbacks do it. And you know what? Sometimes I get it when they're getting battered back there. And look, Joe Burrow was also only in his second season in the league. But Burrow is the kind of guy that he's just going to continue to get up and get up and get up. And that's where the comparisons that I see that are actually accurate comparisons between Joe Burrow and Tom Brady can be made. They just keep getting up and keep doing what they were doing before, even after they screw up. Burrow, not a perfect player, makes the occasional mistake, holds the football too long from time to time, throws interceptions from time to time too, but he just gets up, shakes it off, and keeps coming at you. Like a Terminator. I'm not talking Robert Patrick's Terminator and Terminator 2. I mean, that would be the equivalent of Patrick Mahomes, just an absolute elite talent. Burrow's not that. Deceptively fast, like all whites, but doesn't have the strongest arm. He just keeps on getting up, and he keeps on coming after you. So that's the first reason I'm rooting for the Cincinnati Bengals. The second reason, when a team is saddled with a bad owner, it just sucks. Like, you can't do anything about it except for hope that the guy dies, which is kind of fucked up. Mike Brown is the owner of the Cincinnati Bengals. And he is a guy who I would imagine, just looking at his face as he accepted the Lamar Hunt Trophy as champions of the AFC, that wasn't thinking about his Bengals making it to a Super Bowl. I bet he was thinking about the cost of a flight to Los Angeles from Cincinnati to ship his entire team there. The cost of hotels in Cincinnati the week of a Super Bowl. All the costs that the Bengals would have to pay up during what I imagine will be a rather expensive week for them. That's, I think, the first thing that's coming to his mind. He is cheap, which just blows to have if you're a fan. You can't do anything about it. So when you do get these occasional moments where, despite bad ownership that gives your organization a black eye across the league, that prevents free agents from potentially thinking, you know what, I want to go play in Cincinnati. When you finally do get to a big game like this, I just feel happy for fans who have been fucked over for a while. Cincinnati Bengals fans, if you have been sticking with this team for the majority of its history, there have been very few happy moments. I would say like the entire 1990s, bad. Yeah, you got Corey Dillon for a little bit. He wanted out. Barry Sanders style. He goes to the New England Patriots. He wins the Super Bowl his first year there. Carson Palmer, he looks great. Tears his ACL in a playoff game against the Steelers. Chad Ochocinco was fun. Andy Dalton comes in. I mean, they're relevant, but you knew that they had a limit and that the best players that they could get were traditionally players getting second or third chances after run-ins with the law off the field. Like, that's the best kind of player you're going to get. Oh, Joe Mixon slugged somebody. Well, maybe he'll fall in the draft to us, even though he's probably the best running back in said draft. Like, that's what the Bengals always were. It was, hey, like, what scraps are going to fall from the table to us because we can't afford the nice food. And they're getting a moment like this. And those fans deserve that. So I'm rooting for the Bengals in this Super Bowl, and I am very curious to see how it goes, but I can't pick against Cincy. I think there's a toughness factor that comes with Joe Burrow that is going to see them holding up the Lombardi Trophy at the very end.